Cool, I'm back. And so this is going to be the kind of setup part of the project. The tools that I plan on using, which I should have probably done in the last video, but I'll just do it here. Will be Electron. Is it JS? Yeah, sorry, ElectronJs. Let me just double check, because they just call it Electron. So I'll go ElectronJs. Like that. I'm going to use the Web Audio API. I also want to use Vue.js. Now let's just double check that one and see if they also call it Vue.js. If they just call it Vue. They call it Vue.js, server.js. Plus probably Vuex to do the UI / data store stuff. I want to use Webpack to build audio playback. That should kind of be obvious, but let's just make it even more explicit. And then this will be the runtime environment that it runs in, because I want it to be a kind of a desktop-y appy thing. So here I'll also be using npm/node. I can't think of anything else that I might use. So let me save this in its own. That is a bookmark. CodeF.red. So we're gonna have background music app project outline.txt is what I want to call it, not what I'm searching for. Save. Okay, cool. So let's get a terminal going, and hey, there we go. CD into that. CD development CodeF.red background music app. Ka-chow. And then npm init this bad boy, background music app. Let's make it 0.0.1. Description: an app to play some kickin' jams in the background of some kickin' vids. Entry point will be main.js as I've done in the past. There's no test command, no repository, no keywords. Fred, aka CodeF.red, license not applicable /TBD. Unlicensed. That looks good to me. Now I want to go npm install save dev electron if memory serves. That's what. Oh, start this bad boy. And we're off. Creating your first app. Okay, so npm init, did that. I need to update my start. yes, I want to install save dev electron. Then let me split this horizontally. I want to open a code editor here. So there is my thing, and I want my start script to be electron dot. So it'll just run electron in this, and let's get a terminal going. So I need a main.js, and I need an index.html. And well, I just thought of it now. Other tools I want to use is scss/sass as a CSS precompiler, preprocessor. Okay, and then actually let me close you off because I can open you here. And let me make this a bit smaller, and then yeah. Anyway, so in my main.js, I want to get the app and browser window objects from Electron. Anyway, and then I want to create the window. So I'm just going to use the tutorial verbatim because until I find a reason to go beyond it, I am not going to. But that said, if you have a best practices article that either you've written or you think would be helpful to me and anybody else that's watching this, in the comments would be most helpful. And wow, maybe I should actually pay attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, that would be great. So I want to create a browser window with these browser window options. Whoa. So let me just take you out and then grab you and drop you in there. So that actually makes sense now. Let's stick with the node integration. I'm not sure if I need it, but like I said, I'm just going to go kind of verbatim. Win.load file index.html, and then app.when ready, please create a window. And I like kind of understand that with the new ES6 semicolons aren't necessary. I see in the tutorial they don't have it, but it's kind of a force of habit that I have to just do it. And this is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. And I'm not really in the mood to debug that right now because it should work off the bat. Off the bat. Head, title, background, a jam, kicker, body, Kick out those jams, boy. See if that works. Kazow. Cool. So that's that set up, but now I want to do some Webpack. Ing. I think I have a guide in here. Guides. Getting started, basic setup. So I want to npm install Webpack and the Webpack CLI to dev. Suppose if I spelt it properly, that would work. Hey, Webpack, not Webpack. Webpack. Give that a try. Got to put my fairy lights on. No, not that you can see them there, but there they are. There they are. Oh, and I'm pointing in the completely wrong direction. Fairy lights. Anyway, I digress. Ah, why'd you go and do that? I don't want that to happen. Stop. Anyway, I've got my Webpack. So let's see here. I've got my index, so I need to make it a source. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to kind of go a little bit off script there, but I'm going to have my scripts. And I'm also going to have some styles. And then I'm going to actually move source script to source scripts because I'll probably have more than one. So there we go. And then I want to have a index script. And then an index file. Rock and roller. So I've got my script. And I've got my Wooja Wudja. So I'm going to also have a destination. Destination? Distribution. Directory. And I'll probably want, once again, I want scripts and I want some styles up in there. So that's going to be, and then let me actually just create a Git repository. And then I want to have a git ignore. And what I want that to ignore is the dist and node modules. So these are the directories to ignore. And there you'll see those have grayed out. So what I can now do is go git add, and I'm going to add all of that. Go git commits initial project, and then I should git config global user email equals null. Nothing at the moment. Nothing at the moment. And then user name is CodeF.red. So git branch, master branch, rad. I want to update my prompt. Anyway, I horribly digress there. So what I want to do, I don't actually want, yes, I want the Webpack config web. So I'm totally kind of glossing over the tutorial because I've used it before. But I would suggest that you actually read it through. I haven't read it in a long time, and when I did read it, it was also a scan, so I could probably do with reading it again. But let me get a Webpack config file going, and then let me open up this bad boy. Constant path is equal to require path module.export is equal to. So I'm going to use my source script as my entry. My output will be called, call it index.dist.js, because I kind of, no, I'll just call it index.js. So what did they say here? File name is index.js, not is.js, and the path should be resolve the current directory name. So let me move my face out of the way here. Directory name, and I want it to go into the dist directory. And you see now here they've got the semicolon. So I think err on the side of caution and just put your semicolons in there. Now, if so here I can go npx, but I don't want to go npx. I want to go into my package JSON, and I want to go build. And I want to go Webpack. And I want to go config webpack.config.js is what I want to do. And then, wait, let me actually put something in as a source. So I want to go console.log, hello. Now I want to go npm build. Npm run build. Freaking, come on. Okay, cool. So it's trying to run, but I've got a problem. Couldn't resolve because it's not script. It is scripts. There's more than one. And I actually want that to go into the scripts directory. Let's try that again. Here we go. So in my destination, right, there's all that Webpack boilerplate stuff. So in my index.html, if I then, but let's put it at the end of the body, script type, JavaScript, and the source should be dist scripts index.js. Now, if I go npm start, in here I go and start the DevTools with Control-Shift-I. Hello, hello. Bazinga. So that's cool. That's set up. So what I want to do now, that's cool. Exactly what I did. What I want to do is I want to modules, configuration, asset management, output management. So at the moment, it's all that is beyond what I currently want to do. I want to Webpack SCSS. So I need to install Css Loader, which is the Webpack loader. I want node Sass. I want to save it into dev. Just double check them. Other assets, other stuff is all in dev. Yes, Webpack, Electron. It's all dev related at the moment. Then in my index.css, I want to go body. I'm going to make the background a fantastic magenta-ish color. Then in my config, I want to go module. In my defense, I use too many different keyboards. One of them is one of these guys. These guys. Right now, I'm using this guy. Anyway, I digress once again. Module. So rules. Test. So I'm going to give this. Okay, I'm not going to use Sass. I'm just going to do SCSS. Regex test there, and then I want to say use style loader, which I don't think I've installed. CSS loader, Sass loader. Okay, I'm gonna just run that off. There actually needs to be an object in there, so that's not. Indentation is really weird here. So let me create a config quick. This is also a little bit of a digress, but it's gonna just make life a little bit easier. So this is the root equal to true, and then style is space. The char-set is UTF-8. And then size of 2. I prefer it to be a little bit more condensed. Not style, size. So let me actually put those two together, and then just for alphabetical, so char-set, end of line, left, and drum true. So then let me close you, and then go into you again, and then just go edit, selection. I can't remember how to do it. There was a way. There we go. And then, okay, so back to this. I need to leave my nose alone. And then I want to, okay, it's an import word, but I need to actually import it. Getting started, resolving. Okay, so yes, okay. So it was right at the top there. So in here, I'm going to go import. Now that @styles is a Webpack thingy-ma-thing that I know how exists. Oh, I'm running out of time. Now that I've said not to touch my nose, my nose is all. Oh, give it a good rub. It was just a rub, I didn't. Anyway, I want to go Webpack resolve, which is a way of configuring in the Webpack config. So here I can resolve some aliases. Alias. Let me go @styles is path.resolve, and then it's the root directory. And then source styles, and then the same thing with scripts will be path.resolve. Now, whatever your key for this is completely arbitrary and at your discretion. I've seen it used like this, and I've worked on projects that used it like with the @ preceding. I've also seen it with the squiggly. What's it called? This thing. Whatever that's called. What is that? Tilde. Tilde? I think it's called tilde. Anyway, resolve styles. So what I've done now is in my index.js. I'm running overtime. I need to actually update that to start going overtime. In my index.js, I am importing my styles from index.css, which should import this, which should make the background a beautiful pink. And then in my Webpack, it's testing imports for the .css extension, and then it should run it through those. It might fail because I don't think I've got the style or the CSS loaders currently installed. But let's see if that will work. Run build. Okay, so I have an error here, which I kind of expected. Mode, right, so for now, mode should be development. Can't resolve CSS loader. So let me go npm installed, and I wanted to save to dev is the CSS loader and the style loader. Everything looks good. Let's build. Cool. Let's see now. Refresh. Right. Let's run this. Cool. So it is importing it, but as you can see here, it's not actually outputting the style, which means that it's embedding it inside the JavaScript, which I don't really want to do. I don't really like that. Now, fair enough, like it's gonna, you know, I'm not serving this over the web or anything, but just my OCD is going to get the better of me. So there is a way to extract into separate files, which is I think I might actually leave it there. Nah, let me get that working just to show, and then I'm going to roll that. Right, so I'm going to use the say dev over time. I want to use that mini CSS extract plugin. Then while that's happening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update my Webpack config. In here, I'm now also going to add a plugins thing. What says attribute property on the config object. Mini CSS extract a plugin, and I'm doing this bottom up because of reasons. So file name should be the name CSS chunk file name. What? I'm not going to do the chunk file name because at the moment I don't know what it does. So let me add all of these trailing commas. And then I need to actually mini CSS is equal to require. So I actually need extract plugin. And then over here it says instead of the style loader, I'm going to use the mini CSS extract plugin loader. but I'm going to come back to that. But let's see if that works. Let's see if that does what I needed to do. So let's build. Okay, something's broken. What's broken? Firstly, did that install properly? Yes, it did. So, not a constructor. Mini CSS extract plugin. Require star. Why did I go require star? That doesn't make any sense. There we go. So now, okay, so it's not going into the right place. Why is it coming out as main? Shouldn't be main. Should just be, don't know where it's getting main from. File name, and then do I do the path as well? And then change it to styles. I mean, I'm assuming that it uses the same pattern. There we go. No, that didn't work at all. So let me go to its documentation. See what options it has. Let's see what options it has. So that's the loader. You see, this is why you need music in the background, because you guys are just watching me in silence now. When all else fails, Google it. Okay, so if I suppose it's just dump it all in one place. No, but I don't want to do. Man, there must be a way of specifying the. Yeah, the path doesn't resolve to the. Okay, so let's see if that works. So if I do file name, scripts, and then file name styles, which is kind of annoying because it's not like that's the file path, not the file name. The file name is the file name, not the... Anyway, let's see if that works. There we go, and there's my index.css. So now, my index.html, I should be able to, and this is embarrassing because I should know this by heart, but I keep having to look it up. The link tag. Link. It's a style sheet. It's of type text as CSS. Let me put my face over here so that I'm looking over there. And the href is dist the styles index.css. Whoopa, whoopa, there we go. And now if I go npm stop, wiki, wow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rm.rf dist and npm run build. See if it creates my dist folder, which it does. And I've got my index and my index.js and my index.css, and then in here I'm actually going to change this to a beautiful whatever color that is. Let's see, does it give me the color name? No. And then I'm going to npm run build again. Ah, you moron. There. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. Geez, almost 20 minutes over. I'm gonna come back in the next video and tweak the Webpack system so that it does hot module reloading, so that I hopefully don't have to keep restarting my app every time I make a change. So thank you very much for watching. Ciao, Mr. Picard. Thank you. Goodbye.